Daniel's son here at the Wizard Shop, and here with me I have my 1995 Mercedes C36. This is the one that I won on the Hooptie Price is Right, so definitely check out that video and see how I won this car. But yeah, very grateful to Hoovie for letting me play, and then I actually won, and you know, that was pretty cool. So yeah, I want to show you guys a little bit about the car. Most of you probably gonna know it already, but for anybody who's new, again, this is a 1995 C36 AMG. I believe this is the first year where AMG and Mercedes worked on a car together. They built it together. Apparently they're pretty rare. I've heard numbers, I think like 200 were produced for the US or 500, something like that. So this car was also in the smoking tire. Hoovie has made you know, plenty of videos of this car, and honestly, I don't know pretty much nothing about this car. All I know is a few basic specs. You know, like it has 276 horsepower, 284 foot-pounds of torque, which is decent. The car picks up. It's a 4-speed transmission, so you know, when you're doing 80 and you want to give it, you know, you want to gun it a little more, it'll go. It'll definitely go. So yeah, it's a fun car. It's definitely a fun car. And then, but yeah, I'm gonna just do a walk around about on the car, kind of show you a little bit about it, you know, and then. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and we'll also check, you know, a few issues with the car, which are really not a big deal at all. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll do a walk around, kind of talk a little bit about the paint. You know, paint has some fading here and there, but no major dents or scratches or anything crazy like that. Everything is really, you know, it's okay. So there's no peeling of these trim pieces or anything like that. It's in really good shape. Again, like I was saying, a little bit of fading, but yeah. So this car has a AMG hand-built engine. So it is actually a regular C280 engine that was bored out to 3.6 liter. So I went from a 2.8, I believe, to a 3.6. And yeah, making 276 horsepower. Then the wheels, as you can see, they're actually nice wheels. I really like these wheels. These are 18s. So, you know, the car, obviously you can see it's lowered. It's on lowering springs. So actually, I don't really like lowered cars that much, especially this one won't go up my driveway, so it's not great. But again, not a big deal. It still looks pretty mean, so really nice. I don't think it needs spacers. I think it's where it needs to be for now. But yeah, again, let's keep walking around. Yep, everything looks good. Paint, fading, normal. You know, this car has almost 240,000 miles on it, which is pretty serious, you know, but it drives great. Then the exhaust has been modified, which I'll show you later. Then, so right here, you'll see that this wheel kind of looks a little different. So that's the reason is this is a spare. So I had a blowout, you know, going down to Wichita. So me and Mike were actually in the car, and we replaced on the side of the road. But this one is actually a little different. So I actually haven't checked the size of this one. So let's see here. Where's the measurements? Okay, there we go. So this is a 17. That's a 17, and the offset is different. So I don't know where this wheel came from, but it was in the spare compartment in the rear. So yeah, and then this, you know, we're trying to pop it back in, which I'll fix this. It's not a big deal. We were trying to pop it back in, and you know, we're kind of rushing because we're on the side of the road and it's freezing, and you know, we pushed that all the way in. So again, that should be easy enough to fix. But as you can see, the sides of the car look damn near perfect. Again, just a fading here and there, you know, a little bit of paint, clear coat issues. Again, nothing really to worry about. It really just makes this car, you know, you can drive it, leave it out, not really worry too much about it. Would it be great to get a repaint on the car? Yeah. Am I gonna do that? Probably not. So here, we also have that front lip spoiler. It's not torn apart. It still has the AMG badge on it, which is cool. You know, unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of front license plates, but especially when they drill into the bumper, you know, because then they take them off and then you're left with that. But not a big deal. I can always put another front plate, you know, and then just a scratch right there. And then this, I actually fixed it, but it went back down. I think there's something wrong with the motor there, so I'm probably just gonna take those off. I'm not a big fan of those, so you know, I'll keep them in the trunk. Whoever wants to put them back, they can put them back. If I ever get rid of the car, which there is a possibility I have to sell this car. I'll tell you guys later why. But yeah, let me show you guys the interior. So yeah, so the interior on this car looks insanely good, in my opinion, for having this many miles. You know, I could use some floor mats, but again, or clean them. You know, they're a little bit torn up in some sections, but not a big deal. Look at the driver's seat. There's 240,000 miles on this car, and the seat looks great. Center console looks great. You know what I mean? The little bit of cracking there, but nothing major. And then, you know, this wood trim is the only one that's all cracked. But then look at the rest. That piece has a crack there, but you can barely notice it. Door panels, passenger seat. Obviously the headliner is pretty much in perfect condition since Magic Mike did it when the car was here and still in Hoovie's possession. And then yeah, the pillars, all of that stuff looks great. Some of the iconic stickers, I guess, that have been on the car on all the other videos. I am gonna leave them there because they kind of just, you know, they kind of just go with the car now, since the car has been in a few videos and a few YouTube channels, which is cool. So I'm just gonna leave those there. And then, yep, rear interior looks perfect. A little bit of bleaching from the sun in the back, so it looks all purple, but you know. And yeah, everything pretty much works on this car. So here I got the tire. Here I got a few spare parts, nothing that I really need. And then, fortunately, it was just a small hole on the tire, but these tires were, you know, they're so stiff that when the tire deflated, obviously I don't have a TPMS sensor, when the tire deflated, I didn't notice for, I don't know, maybe a mile until the car started turning on the traction control light, because it sensed a smaller diameter tire and it was freaking out. And then when we pulled over, I saw the tire being flat. Let's see if I can put this thing back in here. Come on, get in there. Okay, so yeah, gonna have to replace that tire, unfortunately, but I guess it's not a big deal. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna put it up in the air and you know, show you underneath and talk about a few problems on it, and then also, you know, give you guys a reason why I might sell it. Okay, so I raised it up with the lift a little bit just to see how it looks if I raise the car up with stock suspension again. This is how it would look. This is how it looks now. What do you think? I don't know. I think I kind of like it a little bit higher up, but again, it's probably not something that I'm gonna do right away. It can definitely wait. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, so right now we are, yeah. Oh, okay, so yeah. Looks like it might be leaking from the valve cover. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, that's not terrible. Everything else looks pretty good up here. No major leaks on this side or anything like that. Okay, and then yep, this guy right here, this dampener. I'm still looking for it. I can't really, it's not that I can't really find it. The stuff that we use here in the shop, they have like call for availability, so I have to start doing that. here pretty soon and order one of those and get it coming. Or Amazon. I think I found one in Amazon. I might just order that one instead. They're about the same price, so not a big deal. And then I'll also be checking the bearings and stuff like that. I'll take a look at the brakes here real quick. I'm probably gonna have to put the camera down to be able to get to it. But yep. Transmission, a little bit of seepage. Nothing that I'd be worried about. Maybe just clean it up and see how bad it actually is. I think that's our vacuum shifter servo, I believe. I believe these are shifted with vacuum, if I remember correctly what Mike told me. We have the O2 connector. Okay. The exhaust. Yeah, AMG. It looks like we got the, and those are the actually those are just the catalytic converters. Yeah, because you have that. Okay, so the catalytic converters are pretty far down, it looks like. And then we have the resonator, I believe, and then they just cut out the muffler. They just welded a straight pipe from there. Yep, pretty much. But yeah, no major leaks back here. I already kind of looked at some of this stuff, you know, beforehand. Just kind of did a quick look. But yeah, so this is what we have as suspension. We got some Bilstein shocks, and then we have lowering springs. I do not know what the brand of these lowering springs are. Sometimes you can tell by the color, but I've never seen this color before, and I don't see a brand on them either. Oh, let's see. Okay, so there we go. They're from Germany. Let's see if I can clean here real quick. Okay, so Vauxland, I believe. Maybe I can kind of show you guys. There we go. Okay. Never heard of those. Don't really do much aftermarket stuff anymore. But yeah, they're made in Germany. They're all the way around. So we have Bilstein shocks and then the Vauxland springs. And then, yeah, not too bad down here. Tires. Car may need an alignment. Seems to be wearing the inside a little bit more. May have been from lowering the car. The camber is a little bit negative, wearing out the inside. You know, this one's doing a lot better than that one. So it could be uneven camber. This one, the adjustment is... Okay, so it doesn't look like it has a adjustment for camber. Maybe at the top. Nope. Not there. Okay, well, the rear, well, this one, because that's the spare. This one looks like it has same problem, a little bit of more wear on the inside than the outside. You know, that's just from the lowering. And then maybe there is a camber adjustment back here. But I have to look up the adjustments for the front. But again, not really a big deal. You know, this is a car for kind of looking good more than a daily driver. You know, and usually, depending on what you want to do, you probably don't want to put expensive tires on there. If you want to take this car to the track, maybe you want to work more on the suspension, make sure the suspension is a lot better. But yeah, I think other than that leak from that shock and the leak from the valve cover, looking good down here. And then yeah, Magic Mike replaced that little guy right there. So that's all new. Okay, so you saw underneath, and it looks okay. For a car with 240,000 miles is pretty good. Now, I know this car's been taken care of very well. You know, Tyler has put the money into it. The previous owner from me, I don't know his name, but he also took care of the car pretty well. He put all the stuff that he wanted, you know, he replaced a few interior pieces. He did obviously some, you know, he lowered the car, which usually most people would say kind of ruined the car. But again, he didn't put cheap parts in there, I don't think, especially the Bilstein shocks, you know. Maybe they are cheap now, I don't know. But doesn't really matter. I also took those little headlight wipers off. I'll put them in the back, put them in the trunk. You know, I'm not gonna throw them away, and they just go back on quickly. I prefer the look without them. You know, that's just my personal preference. But yeah, we'll look underneath the hood and see what's under there, since the only time that I've been under the hood was when I got the car. I opened, looked underneath, closed it down, haven't had to get in there ever since. Okay, so that's pretty nice. Car hasn't really given me any problems, starts right up, so I'm happy with it so far. Okay, so yeah, you can see, looks pretty clean. It's been very well taken care of. It looks like the valve cover was done. It could be just leaking from the silicone that was used. I've had that before. Not really a big deal. You know, it's easy enough job, and we get to come here at the shop where we have all the comforts to work on our own cars. So yeah, you know, I know the washer fluid has some problems. There was some rewiring done to make it work, and I don't think it worked. But again, easy enough to fix it. Not really a big deal, no problems. Right now with service, the car was pretty much serviced not long ago, so I haven't had to do that either. But yeah, car looks great. Okay, so far I'm pretty happy with the car. The things that I want to fix is like stuff like the tire. Want to replace that tire first. That's kind of priority. I don't like how it looks. Also have to drive with the traction control off because the tires are different size. The wheel itself too. I think what they tried to do was do a bigger profile tire with a smaller wheel, just to kind of trick the car, thinking that it has the same size wheel, but that doesn't work. I drive the car, traction control comes on, so you have to turn it off to drive it. Now that makes the car a little bit dangerous when you go around corners, because the car has enough power to break them loose and, you know, go sideways. So I've definitely had to, you know, drive carefully, if you know what I mean. Yeah, then that steering shock, I want to replace that, which hopefully I'll be making a video on that. Since it's a lot of minor stuff on the car, it's probably going to be something where just one video, I'll probably throw a few things on there, just like that steering bump, and then the tire, obviously we send it out to get replaced. I have to, the brakes in the rear are squeaky. They are fine, so I'm just probably gonna take them off, clean them up a little bit, maybe add some cross hatching to the rotor itself, but not a big deal. Again, service, I don't have to do service just yet. I'll probably mess with the wiring a little bit. That's also pretty quick to get the washer fluid, the washers to start spraying again. And I think it might just need an alignment, because I feel like the steering wheel's not perfectly straight. Not a big deal. And then other than that, the car drives great. You know, it's like the maintenance was done on time. It's been well taken care of, so I'm very happy with the car. Now, future plans with this car. So there is a possibility of me selling the car, right? The reason is that, you know, I recently bought a house, and then suddenly a medical situation came up, which I'm still dealing with. And even though I have insurance and stuff like that, it's the bills they're still coming in, right? Insurance companies usually kind of give you the go around to figure it out, but I think a lot of those bills I'm gonna have to pay myself. This is where this car comes in. I had these bills before I won the car, you know, and I count it as a blessing that I won the car. So I, you know, just to kind of launch the YouTube channel, which would be cool. And then on top of that, I could sell the car and use the money to pay off those medical bills, because, you know, owning a new house gets expensive, and I also have those things to take care of. But again, you know, doesn't really affect me too much, because I am grateful. You know, ever since I started working here, I've been able to buy a house. I've been able to do things that I've never been, you know, able to do before. And then Wizard has been, you know, a great boss. There's a present that he gave me that I'm going to share with you guys in a future video, so definitely stay tuned. But again, thank you guys for watching, and definitely subscribe, definitely share the video so I can grow the YouTube channel and make more content, which is always cool. And let's see how far we get. Yeah, thank you.